in the ebbs and flows of 2021, we still had a number of projects that are exciting and really taking us into 2022 with a lot of energy, a lot of new opportunities for this community.
The way to go about the downtown revitalization with the mixed-use developments and the collaboration among generations and among the business sectors, and to just move block by block and even city by city across this county is really a thrill to watch.
We have an amazing urban renewal arm of the city called the Pascagoula Redevelopment Authority, PRA. They've taken like a $7 million grant, or different grants, BP oil spill money, etc., and have turned it into $30 million of economic development in Pascagoula, and that's just the beginning.
We're working on putting together a redevelopment authority, and that will hopefully get funded early next year or middle of next year. The previous administration had secured $8 million for a parking garage. And around that parking garage, a developer is going to build a boutique hotel, some condominiums, some retail space, and some food and beverage space.
We have got to reimagine downtown Moss Point. We got to have this discussion about moving the recreation center from where it's located to another location so that we can take advantage of this waterfront.
What we want to do is we want to go look at the areas that could be. You know, the riverfront in Moss Point is a tremendous resource.
We did acquire the Singing River Mall property, which was a big highlight that we had been working on as a board. We'll be going out for bid for the amphitheater that will seat 6,500 people. We currently have a memorandum of understanding with a group that is selecting talent. Also on the northwest corner, we are currently in the design phase of the Performing Arts Center, which will also be home to the Mississippi Songwriters as an incubator.
They all have competitive advantages, and there's a strategy in each area to play on the uniqueness of those advantages and the uniqueness of those opportunities.
The Cook Road corridor that we've got under construction now, we're about to award phase 2 of that. That's a big piece of that diversification that we need in Jackson County.
Little did we know we were going to go back into a COVID environment. And so the reality is that we've had workforce challenges, whether it's people that have chosen not to come back into the workforce, people, particularly females, who have had to deal with whether their child's going to be in school or not, childcare.
It's hard to find employees. We're not the only one that's having that issue. Every business in the country is having that issue, so that is a challenge.
It's the whole worker, it's the whole community, and so that means we have to look at what's happening both, again, our training system, but also our delivery system, and making sure that we're addressing those issues that we can have a vibrant workforce.
Credit goes to our school district, to the Chamber of Commerce, and to the Jackson County Economic Development Foundation for doing everything they can, working together to ensure that these students know what's available and that they understand that no young person really needs to leave Pascagoula to have a quality education, job-specific training for great jobs that will pay well and create a career for them.
The hospital is a great partner for the city. They're doing a workforce academy that they're investing in, creating long-term medical jobs, and that's going to be a pretty sizable investment the hospital is going to make. So it's going to help them with their workforce development. It's going to help the community with that.
When we go into the GCRF funding process and we come out on the other end with so many good projects out of Jackson County, I am just exhilarated because of the work that's gone into that from all of us. And we really couldn't do it without our legislative delegation.
We're having this conversation right now in an area that can claim more new job creation and more new capital investment, more so than most any community in the southeastern United States.
Our economic growth is on the rise. A lot of our big industries are looking to increase productions. They're growing, they're hiring. Our community college is working with them and partnering with them to make sure we develop a good workforce.
Resprotec's new bioenvironmental remediation lab is under construction as we speak in Sunplex, and the ground is going to be prepared very soon for Mississippi State's Northern Gulf Aquatic Food Research Center. We're wrapping up close to an $8 million Restore grant that is widening our airport, that is strengthening the overlay capacity of our airport. We're going to bring in more aircraft, bigger aircraft, cargo planes.
We always recognize that when these industrial partners succeed, Pascagoula succeeds.
The reality is when you're keeping a worker in your community, you're keeping someone that's invested, and their children are going to your schools. They're likely involved in civic activities, they attend your local churches, and they're turning that dollar over in your community. And so not only does it benefit Jackson County to retain the multiplier, but it benefits the state of Mississippi.
We are seeing the main streets across Jackson County play a vital role in each of their cities in revitalizing those areas. And we are really fortunate to have strong community leadership.
Our festivals like Cruising the Coast and Peter Anderson in 2021 came back full force, and with that, gave record crowds and record sales, which helped our business economy sustain. I think a lot of us here in Ocean Springs, one of the things we had to do and our community had to do is really learn how to become digital, how to become virtual. Most of our businesses became social media gurus.
We can be a tourist destination at the next level, but we all need to work together to get it done.
Jackson County does collaborations well. The true, genuine spirit of collaboration in this county really sets us apart.
We got to encourage our businesses to beautify. When economic developers come to the city, we got to look like we're for sale at all times.
We are working hard and making progress, and we really believe that we're very close to getting out of that situation and moving on the future without the debt hanging over our head.
75–80% of it is finding the resources, because it does take money to do many of these things that we got to get done. It don't always equate into money, the human resources, human capital that we need to make sure we can do what needs to be done.
I think that the most important thing that I've seen is the passion of the residents and the passion of the people who work for the city.
Those are the kind of goals I have, is that change the image of Moss Point, improve tourism, economic development. I think if we can do that, we're going to be able to put Moss Point back on the map.
We wake up every day with the intention to diversify this community, to continue to layer upon those fundamental sectors a measure of development that will sustain us for decades to come.